Exports of fruit and vegetable juices in 2020 increased by 44% compared to 2019. In particular, in 2020, exports amounted to approximately $10.5 million, and in 2019, it amounted to approximately $7.3 million. The list of fruit and vegetable juice exporting countries in 2020 looks like this: Germany, United States, Russia, Australia, and Japan. As for companies' sales revenue, from Georgian producers, the revenue of the brand Kula in 2019 amounted to 10,439,000 lari. In terms of imports, one of the leaders, Wimbledon Georgia's revenue in 2019 amounted to 19,846,000 lari. In the Georgian market, Wimbledon represents Sandora and Sadachok juices, as well as Lipton iced tea brand. The increase in export figures also proves that 2020 has not been so tricky for juice companies compared to other businesses. However, reorganizing business plans has become necessary for them too. No complaints about last year, though next year's expectations are much more hopeful and focused on revenue growth. GSC Healthy Water, a producer of Austrian Rauch juice, which imports raw materials from Austria, notes that 2020 was full of challenges, driven by several important factors. Due to various factors, the decline in the HoReCa sector reduced the company's sales by 10 to 20% in the first half of last year. However, the situation got more balanced by expanding product assortments in the second half of 2020. Due to the global problems, the company, which is dependent on raw materials from imports, also had to adjust its prices. Due to tense global processes, the difficulties that came with the year 2020 affected the Rauch brand too. For example, depreciation of the lari or an increase in oil prices or restrictions that have led to the closure of markets that are important to us. Of course, these factors also impacted Rauch's sales as well as the prices we offered our customers. Kula was founded in 2009. To this day, the company supplies various products in addition to juices and has an enterprise in Gori. For Kula, last year proved to be quite successful in exports. Sales growth reached 40%, which the company's founder explains by the excellent fruit yield in 2020 and the demand from export markets. A 17% increase in sales was also observed in the local market. However, despite the positive dynamics, the company still plans to increase prices from September due to the complicated business environment.
Corona happened and Georgian lari depreciated. Companies could not import due to several reasons. Firstly, it was difficult to transport and import the product. Secondly, because Georgian lari depreciated, import-related costs increased. We are local producers and therefore we had some advantages. Utility bills, salaries, fruit bills, and all the other expenses were in Georgian lari. Therefore, it was easier for us to compensate for the previous year. We are able to maintain growth and production dynamics.
A startup company, Alali, established in 2019, had a different pandemic experience. The company highlights the difficulties caused by the almost disappearance of the entire HoReCa sector and notes that the company has been affected terribly. Despite the problems, new export markets, apart from the United States, were still found in Kazakhstan, Ukraine, and Iraq. Despite rising prices for essential raw materials, their pricing policy remains unchanged at this stage. However, a 30% increase is planned for the end of the year.
We did not have a decline in the local market, but we did not have any progress or development either. Whatever quantity we sold, we remained at the same quantity by the end of the year. As for exports, there was interest from several countries. Unlike the domestic market, export allowed for more growth. We were not represented in these countries at all, so our product first entered the retail markets of these countries.
Companies have positive expectations for the future. They plan to process more food in 2021 than they had in previous years. At the same time, the HoReCa sector and tourism are expected to recover, which will bring them additional profits. Companies don't hesitate to say that they have gotten used to the current situation and have successfully adapted to the given reality.